We are the best kept secret in the universe.
I know.
I want in. You erased my parents' memories, but you didn't get mine. I found you, which makes me perfect for this job.
Hey, thanks for watching Slice of SciFi. I'm Noah Richmond,
And I'm Daren Goldswick.
talking to you about Men in Black, Men and Women in Black, International.
I don't have any shades, man.
Dude, what are you thinking?
These are my
You didn't get
glasses.
the memo, did you?
No, I'm the.
All right, well,
I'm glasses without the shades.
all right, I
I'm
guess
the
we'll just
uncool.
have to take these off, but
Uncool.
you're going to be officially out of the force after this.
Holy crap! Yeah, I couldn't even. It's Arizona, and I couldn't even find a pair of sunglasses. I mean, I have them, but yeah. So
Okay.
Men in Black
Yeah.
International. So
Yeah, I guess some people would call it Men in Black 4, but so this is one where it's certainly one both of us arrived at with a bit of trepidation because Men in Black, the first one was a pleasant surprise to me. I was not looking forward to it, and I wound up coming out of it thinking it was kind of fun.
yeah, the first one. Yeah.
And then I saw the second one, and I was done.
Yeah.
I really, didn't need any more Men in Black movies.
The first one is really all I care about. The first Men in Black.
Yeah, which tends to be true of, how often is the sequels better, but.
Transformers? No, I'm not. Yeah, no, but it was one of these movies where I thought, why did we need to make it to begin with? Why do we
Right.
need another Men in Black? Or
Yeah, right. So anyway, so this one, of course, you've got completely different characters. We're doing this film's coming out a number of years later.
right?
We've got some very different leads at this point, including a female lead. And we have Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson and
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Taking the place of
Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, so this time around, trying to modernize it, update it, get a little more gender parity going on, and but still very much in that world of the Men in Black, where you sort of have all these different kind of aliens, and there's sort of a goofy quality to the whole thing, kind of a light-hearted romp, as you might say.
Yeah, no, it was the things that we enjoyed about them. That's actually why they made more than one the first time. So
Right. So of course this time around we meet Tessa Thompson's character as a young girl, has an alien encounter, leaves her aware that there must be this agency, and
finds it on her own.
grows up to try and find it, try and join it.
What did you think
and-
about that as a backstory? I mean, I just felt that it was irrelevant, even though they tried to factor it into the overall.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, they do plot-wise kind of insert something related to it later on, but you're right. It
was a shoehorn.
Yeah,
insertion
it wasn't.
What it was. Yeah. I thought it was a distraction, but again,
Yeah.
this is the international, so we have to provide some. Why are we even having this to begin with? So I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, story-wise, I don't know, did you think that this did anything different?
I mean, the fact that we call it international and to identify there's more than one organization, obviously, I'm okay with that because, why not? Let's see what's going on over in Europe. When, of course, you have now Hemsworth and Thompson who have, one's Australian, the other one's British, but English. But so, yeah, no, I get that. But the story itself, it just felt like a rehash of the things we had before. It's just another.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was, like you said, it was a nice, fun romp, the type of movie it is. And so, again, I stand with what I originally said. Do we really need this?
Right.
Other than the fact that it's and there are fans out there that probably would like to. I don't know. There was even a Men in Black cartoon, I think, at one time, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay.
I may be wrong about that. But yeah, the story was fodder for popcorn. Just standard fare.
Yeah, and I think so. What I would have to say about it is I thought it retained some general sense of fun of the Men in Black
Yeah.
films, of showing all these different kinds of aliens and having the kind of light touch quality about it. Myself, I guess I did have some issues about. I just didn't find Chris Hemsworth. He seemed like a very limited acting range.
Yeah.
And I just found his character not.
Flat.
Yeah, not very interesting to.
He certainly was a lot more interesting when he played Thor, and I actually thought the Ghostbusters relaunch when he played, he was kind of the subject of all the comedy. He was the best part of that movie. So,
Okay.
and again, he may not be the best actor we have, but he does have some sense of timing with comedy, and that's why I was somewhat optimistic about it, because he's had some great moments in the Marvel movies with this. Of course, even though I didn't like heavy Thor, but so his in this movie, I was more turned off by the lack of chemistry that was between Hemsworth and Thompson, because they had chemistry in all the Marvel movies, particularly Ragnarok.
Right.
And so that's what I was hoping we would have had more of that. Now, whether that was because it was just badly directed, the script, the writing didn't really, because it just felt like there was a lot of awkwardness between the two of them. I don't know if it was or tension.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was deliberate, but I don't think that's the part for me that didn't really work.
Yeah, it's a good point.
There were some funny moments. I mean, I definitely laughed at the expense of the alien, but there was some familiar territory with this whole universe of Men in Black. I've always been interested in the whole underground, this government agency that's hiding the truth from us. So that's where it stems from.
Well, and especially when the truth turns out to be this really elaborate, over-the-top world of aliens that we're surrounded by, that we keep being mind-wiped, that we don't know that they're there.
Yeah. I mean, initially it felt like something you would have seen in a skit or something. And I just think it worked well, though, the first time, because Tommy Lee and Will Smith had chemistry between each other. He was playing the cantankerous old guy, and he was the young, just experiencing it all. So that's why I was kind of, but I don't know. Maybe some people will disagree with my comments about their chemistry, but this movie, when it's so important that it expects the teammates to have that's the thing that's kind of missing, because the writing is pretty laissez-faire. It's nothing really.
Yeah, it's nothing, but at the same time, I did think that, certainly compared to Men in Black 2, I mean, I had a lot more fun with this one. I felt like, on the whole, it still managed to tell a fairly, come up with a fairly cohesive storyline that, had a beginning, middle, end.
Yeah, well, sure.
It wasn't like a complete one of these studio messes where it's like Green Lantern, where the story becomes incomprehensible.
I like Green Lantern. This movie didn't suck. I got done with the movie and I thought, I had a fun time. It was a popcorn movie that we like to call. I did have some laughs. It's something it's a forgettable film afterwards.
Right.
I'm not going to want to, if it's going to cable maybe in a year from now, I'll probably watch it just to see some of the funny sections that were in there. But I can't say that this is better than the first one.
Right. So. Yeah, certainly my reaction is it's a fluff film. It's light. It's if you don't see it, your life is none the worse for it. But if you do go out and you want to go see a movie and you go with your friends or family to see this one, it's light, it's entertaining, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think we both had a good time. You could certainly do worse with your Saturday evening.
Boy, wouldn't you hate to be the boyfriend that followed up Chris Hemsworth? The ex. Who's your ex-boyfriend? That was Chris Hemsworth. I don't know. He's just. Maybe it's just because he's becoming. I don't want to just say typecast, but he did Thor so good in my mind that when I see him now in roles, it's just maybe that's what exposes him in your mind, that you realize he is kind of limited. Because he did so well in this Thor role, and I think the material was written so well for him that it didn't require a lot of range.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in fact, there were a couple of moments.
Yeah, I think that was actually exactly my issue. I was like, well, it's just Chris Hemsworth playing Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Yeah.
He's not. I'm not seeing him come on the screen and I'm like, wow, I can't believe he pulled that off. He was such a different person.
What an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's again. I don't know how this is gonna.
Yeah. But Tessa Thompson's a lot of fun.
Yes, she is. I think she's gonna do wonderful.
Yeah, she did pull off.
Yeah.
It's a very different role than what she does in the Thor films. So
I think she's got a brighter future just because she's able to, kind of like a chameleon. She can take on these different roles.
yeah.
And she's so visually just beautiful. And I think she's able to play grimy. She can do comedy. and so like in Westworld, she was amazing. And kind of a sleazeball type. Did you see Westworld?
Just a couple episodes.
Oh well, naughty. Anyway, she was pretty good in that. So I just don't know how this is going to compete with the other movies out there in the summertime. I don't know what the budget was for this movie, but yeah, they leave the inclusion. I mean, we think there's going to be a sequel. That's what these things are set up.
Right.
But I have a hard time believing that we'll ever get another Men in Black International 2. But
Yeah.
who knows?
I guess we shall see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that is our thoughts.
I'm not going to
on
even put my glasses on, dude.
the Men in Black.
Okay.
Thanks for watching Slice of SciFi.
See ya.